Hey guys, welcome back to Starry Eyes. I'm your host Maxine, and I talk about everything under the stars on this channel. So today I'm doing a pick a card reading for twin flames that are in separation, meaning no communication, haven't been seeing each other at all. So this is going to be for you guys. So I have 4 piles, and what I want you to do as always is to close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, open your eyes, think of a number from 1 to 4. Now let's get started. So pile 1, you guys got go with the flow. It's a little bright, but yeah. So here's the energy of the divine masculine in this connection. It says flow, which is pretty crazy because you guys got go with the flow. So what I'm getting is that to reunite, if you want to reunite with your divine masculine, if you're a divine feminine watching this, or if you are the divine masculine in this connection, and it could be a same-sex relationship, it could be heterosexual, it doesn't matter. But the divine masculine counterpart got flow. And so what I am feeling is that they need to release control in this situation if they want a reunion to happen at a speedy rate, because it can if you just relinquish the need to control the current. And the divine feminine's energy is power. And the reason for this separation was because the divine feminine had to own their power. They were feeling powerless in this situation because of the lack of control. I feel like there wasn't enough boundaries set in the beginning of the relationship. It could have started off very physical. I just feel like lines were blurred really fast because of the strong connection you two had. And because of that reason, there was no stability. And so both of you had to break away to heal and do some inner work, and I strongly feel like there is going to be a reunion if you both go with the flow and not fight what is happening right now. So here's what binds you two together: worthiness and new love. And I strongly feel like there's love here, there's a great connection. I definitely think there needs to be some inner healing still done separately before you two can reunite. But I definitely think that once you do reunite, you'll have a newfound appreciation for each other, and the love is going to be renewed. It's like you guys hit the restart button on this relationship, and you can move forward in a healthy way as long as you two both go with the flow for right now, accept the situation for what it is at this moment, and just work on yourselves. I think you both have different things that you need to work on right now, and it's alone, but just know that a reunion is coming very, very soon. And when might this reunion happen? August. So it's August right now, and I think it could happen around the August full moon, which is towards the end of the month. So mark your calendar for the August full moon, because I feel like there's going to be some type of communication. I mean, it may not be super strong, but I feel like it's going to be like a like on social media, or a DM, or a text, or you may hear about them through a friend, like, oh, I saw them at a store, at a party. So it's gonna be like a little spark of something, and then it's gonna move on to something bigger and bigger. So go with the flow. You may not get the exact communication you want from your other half around this full moon, but it's gonna be something. It's gonna be like a little seed. So appreciate what you get at that moment. Your final message from the angels is improving health. This is exactly why you two had to separate. It was because you both needed to improve your mental health. For some of you, it could literally be improving your physical health. Maybe one of you wasn't taking care of themselves the right way, and I feel like there could have been some drug use or alcohol abuse as well. And I feel like one of you had to rehabilitate and really go back to the basics of just training your body, taking care of yourself, eating right, sleeping right. But once you come back together, I just feel that this new love energy is going to kickstart an amazing relationship. So now we're moving on to pile 2. And you guys got birth. So let's see. So the divine masculine's energy is leadership. I feel such a strong personality. Some of you are probably, if you're the divine feminine in this situation, your divine masculine is like a fire sign or just has very fiery energy, likes to be in control, likes to take the lead. And it could even be like self-employed, a CEO. I just feel boss energy from this person. They work a lot, they make a lot of money, and when I look at this house in the background, I just feel like they're doing this not just for themselves, but because they want to have a family with you. Especially with that birth, I feel like they want to have a family with you. And the divine feminine, white buffalo woman, peace. I feel like the divine feminine's energy is very calm, very peaceful. They could be a water sign. I feel like they're very in tune with their emotions, very intuitive. Some of them might even be psychics or astrologers, or just work in the metaphysical realm, or just have strong ties to their spirituality. And I feel like this is what balances out the divine masculine. This is what calms him down. I feel like when he looks to the, or when they look to the divine feminine, they see like an angel, like an angelic being, someone that they aspire to be, really. So let's see what binds you two. Honeymoon and the gardener. So what I'm getting from honeymoon and the gardener is that the reason you two separated was because of that honeymoon phase wearing off. Things were really hot and heavy in the beginning, and you guys were inseparable is what I was feeling. And I feel as if you just let things fall. One of you just kind of gave up. There was some type of tension that happened. I feel like there was outside interference. It could have just been like a friend or a family member, but I feel like there was outside interference. And one of you or both of you allowed that outside person or energy to just pull you two apart. And you guys didn't want to tend to the garden at that time. And I strongly feel like there's a lot of regret right now on both sides when it comes to just letting things fall, dropping the ball. But I do feel like a reunion can happen, and it may be around a holiday. April. For some reason, I thought of April Fools. So it could just be right at the start of April when this reunion takes place. I also feel like a birthday, one of your birthdays, or someone that is like a mutual friend, just a mutual party. Their birthday could be in April, which leads you two together because you both attend that event, that party. And your final message from the angels is in the near future. I definitely feel like a reunion is going to take place between the two of you, and it's going to be in the near future, but for some reason now is just not the time. You guys have to really understand what exactly you want out of this connection. I feel like you haven't fully gotten it yet. I feel like you understand what each person has to offer. I think you appreciate each other in that respect, but I still don't think you are fully, both of you are fully mature enough for a stable long-term commitment, and that is why you two separated. Once the hard times came, you guys kind of tensed up and got nervous, and that's okay. It was a learning experience, and you two will have a chance to reconnect And it could just be on a friendship level is what I'm feeling for some of you, or it could be a full-blown long-term committed romantic relationship. The choice is up to you, as long as you two tend to your own personal gardens, do the inner work, learn the necessary lessons that need to be learned before this reconnection in April. Things will go well for you two. So now we're moving on to pile 3. Justice. I feel some heaviness from this pile already. I feel like a lot was left unsaid between the two of you. So, ooh, the Divine Masculine card just jumped out of my hands. So his energy, or their energy, is fear. The Divine Feminine's energy is expansiveness. So what I'm getting is that with the Divine Masculine, the reason why there was a separation was mostly their fault. And I'm feeling like they ran while the Divine Feminine was ready to expand their lives with them. They were ready to settle down, ready to commit, ready maybe even to start a family with the Divine Masculine. But the Divine Masculine was scared of change. The Divine Masculine was used to doing things their own way, possibly just doing things alone and not really sharing their lives with anybody. They weren't used to the Divine Feminine's energy. She could be someone totally different from what they have dated, what they've been around in the past, and that was frightening to them too, because their heart was opening up at a rapid rate. I feel like the connection moved extremely fast. It was kind of like too good to be true in the Divine Masculine's eyes, which is why they ran. So what binds you two together? Religious factors and resolving conflict. Okay, so I feel like for this pile, many of you are with someone of a different race, or you connected with someone of a different race because you two are separated right now. But you, even though you may be of a different race, different culture, different religions, you still share very similar values, very similar morals. That's what connected you two together. And I just feel this intense magnetic, energetic connection between the two of you that you both recognized and still recognize. Even if you aren't speaking, you are still greatly connected. I feel a telepathic connection between the two of you. You may still even speak to one another through your dreams. And with this resolving conflict card, look at the masculine energy. It goes back to fear. And then look at the feminine energy. Her heart is just trying to send love to his heart as he is cowering in a corner. And that's kind of the energy of this relationship at this moment. I feel like this can change, but at this moment, the Divine Masculine feels very defeated. I think this is tied to his childhood, his past. I feel like another reason he ran, or they ran, is because they felt as if they didn't deserve the Divine Feminine's love. The Divine Feminine may have just been so unconditional, so open, so vulnerable, and it was just too much for the Divine Masculine. But what I keep getting is that the Divine Feminine needs to keep their heart open. It may be tough, it may be a struggle, because they're gonna wanna close off and run away and just cut off this connection altogether. But if you really want this union to happen, because it can, and it can be positive once the Divine Masculine just gets over that fear, you're gonna have to keep opening up your heart to the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, because this card says love, empathy, compassion, and understanding. That is exactly what needs to happen within this relationship. And once this grounding is settled, and once the Divine Masculine realizes that the Divine Feminine is not there to abuse him, to hurt him, things will just be moving extremely smooth. So union can happen in March. I feel like after a lot of tears, as if you look closely at this photo, you see that these flowers are dripping with water, and I just feel like this comes after a lot of tears, after a lot of struggle. And for some reason, I feel as if there may be contact before March. I feel like it's going to be off and on, hot and cold until March. March is when things get truly settled, any misunderstanding gets cleared, and everyone is on the same page. But there's going to be a lot of tears until March is what I'm getting. And that's okay. It's going to be on both ends. And it's to heal, because I feel like even though the divine masculine is the one that is really hurting and really fearful, the divine feminine still has some things in their past that they need to heal as well. Both of these people in this pile have ties, have trauma tied to their childhood is what I'm getting. And I feel like a big lesson in both of their lives is around self-esteem and self-confidence, which is why they attracted each other, to help them push through and learn those lessons and really heal from those lessons. And the final card from the angels is forgiveness. So whatever has happened, because I feel like this is strongly tied to the divine masculine. The divine masculine ran, and they may have done something hurtful to the divine feminine over this separation, or they still haven't done it, but it may happen by March. And whatever happens, I feel like also people are going to be gossiping about this connection, and just forgive those people. Forgive those people if they talk bad about one of you or both of you or the connection. Just don't even play into that drama. But most importantly, forgive the divine masculine for whatever happens divine feminine, because I feel like it's really tied to them. They're gonna be acting out like a child, and it's because they're scared. It's all tied to their deep-rooted fear of being loved. That's exactly what it is. And honestly, you're just gonna have to kill their fears with more love. So now let's move on to pile 4. Abundance. So the divine masculine's energy is skill, and the divine feminine's energy is healing. So the divine masculine, I feel like they are hard workers. I feel like once they set their mind to something, they go after it. They're great manifestors is what I'm getting to. They actually were a huge part in connecting with the divine feminine. Like, they were the ones that truly manifested the divine feminine into their lives. And it kind of happened, I feel like this happened in a weird way. Like, maybe they were just friends for a second. The divine feminine, I feel like, was connected to someone else, or still in a relationship when she met the divine masculine, or when they met the divine masculine, and then broke away from that other relationship to explore the connection. But the separation happened because the divine feminine was not ready for this connection. There was still much healing that needed to be done in their lives. The divine feminine had to heal from the past connection. The divine feminine may have been cheating on that person with the divine masculine, and there was like a 3-party love triangle situation, and that just wasn't healthy, and that wasn't fair to the divine masculine. So they had to break away and separate for that reason, is what I'm feeling. So what binds them together? Finances and career, and the divine masculine. Like I said, the divine masculine really manifested this relationship and is still manifesting this relationship. I think the divine masculine is not going to give up on the divine feminine, and that's a beautiful thing. They know that this person is the one for them, and they are willing to wait. They are willing to fight for this relationship I also think that there is some strain on the divine feminine side when it comes to finances. And maybe the divine feminine is just a little prideful in letting the divine masculine know that. And maybe the divine feminine wants to get their finances in order or heal some type of financial debt before moving forward with the divine masculine. But I feel like the divine masculine would willingly be a provider for the divine feminine and or help in any way they can, but the divine feminine needs to open up whenever they do come back into contact or union, because the divine masculine wants to help in any way they can. So when can this union? Yeah, this is what I was feeling. June. I feel like they're not fully, I feel like whoever picked this pile, you're not fully separated from this person. Whether you're the divine masculine or divine feminine, you still keep in touch in some way. It could just be briefly on social media, just like hi and bye, or liking pictures, or I don't know, looking at snaps, but it's not like a full-blown not in contact with each other. I feel like one of you could be a Gemini as well, but I don't think that contact is totally cut off right now or ever will be. Your final message from the angels is ask for help from others. I don't think a union is impossible because, like I said, I feel like there is still some type of contact between the two of you. There is a lot of abundance in this situation. The divine masculine is willing to help you, divine feminine, in any way necessary. So if you are struggling right now and you're the divine feminine in this situation, for those who picked pile 4, let the divine masculine know and open up and just talk to them, because I feel like this connection could go the distance, but you need to talk. So that is it for this pick a card reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything under the stars. Bye guys.